Hey guys, John here from John's DIY Playground. Today we're going to put in a little simple hops trellis to grow some hops for beer. I'm going to replace some of these hostas down at the bottom with hops plants. And what I'm doing is I'm taking some 10-foot fence poles, just standard fence posts that you would use horizontally normally for a fence from Home Depot. They run about $10 for a 10-foot length, and putting one on each side. And I'm going to put it into a bucket. You can see there's a Home Depot bucket down on the right side that's visible. The one on the left you really can't see, but it's just behind the hostas there above the ground level. And we're going to fill that with concrete. So let's get started, and I'll show you what other parts and pieces you need. So here's that bucket I showed you earlier on the right side. It's buried about 1 foot below ground surface with 2 inches sticking up. And the other things that I bought is a couple of those corner pieces. You can see one down there on the ground, one like this. It just says it's a 1 3/8 gate elbow with bolts, so there's 3 bolts that come with it so you can tie it up. Also keep in mind these fence posts are tapered at the top, so we actually are going to trim that with a Sawzall so that when it fits into these connectors it's nice and snug. So we don't want to have the tapered end going into these holes. So let's take care of those tapered ends with the Sawzall right now. Alright guys, so like I said, for this part here we've got to cut off the tapered section, and there's actually 3 different poles that we got to do this to, because we got 2 verticals and 1 horizontal crossbar. So let's get those tapered ends cut off with this Sawzall, and it's got a of course a metal cutter blade, and of course remember to wear some safety glasses, because you know that's how it is at the playground. Safety first, right? Yeah, baby, eat it. Son of a bitch! I've got the poles now set into the 5-gallon Home Depot buckets, and I filled the buckets with the concrete. It's just a quick-read 80-pound bags. I used about 2.5 bags to fill the 2 5-gallon buckets, and you can see I'm using 2x4s to set up the poles so that they're level. And what I did is I drilled a hole through each pole and then drove a screw into a 2x4 so that the poles could be set at the proper angle, and then move the poles in and out left to right, and kind of put some cinder blocks to keep the 2x4s from moving or sliding out. That seems to do the trick. So I'm going to let this set up, and then we'll take off the 2x4s after everything sets up with a quick read. Alright guys, so it's 24 hours later. The concrete's at least got enough cure to it now. I'm going to remove these 2x4s from each of the uprights, and then across the top I've got some eye hooks that I'm going to put in. I'm just going to drill a hole through there, and I'm going to put the bolts and eye hooks through. You'll see how that is next when I show you on that video, but I'm going to get these screws undone and pull off these braces. Alright guys, that's going to do it for now. As you can see, I've got the eyelets installed. The first ones are about 3 or 4 inches from the edge of the poles, and then the spacing between the 2 sets of ropes is about 3 foot. And you can see there's 2 ropes there for each hops plant, and then I'll get them transferred over there so they can climb up that. They normally will climb even to 20 foot. These poles only being 10 foot high, they'll probably climb horizontally as well once they get to the top. If you're wondering what kind of rope I use, it's a Sisal rope. It's a 1/4 inch diameter. You can find it at Home Depot as well. They love to climb that stuff, and that'll be about it. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below for me, and thanks for watching. This is John from John's DIY Playground. Cheers.